In 2025, another horror movie is coming. All the actors are from the local top-class film crew. Their acting skills are also impeccable at this pace. They are going to overtake the zombie campus that was famous at that time. The opening of the movie is a bombing in a famous university in Bangkok, Thailand. The sudden outbreak of a terrifying zombie virus as the number of infected people increases. The entire campus soon falls into chaos. A few survivors began to escape in a group, however. A limited number of exits were blocked by zombies. They had to hide in a closed classroom. The student Ning was looking forward to calling the teacher. Her mother had been in a coma for more than half a year in this situation. She couldn't get out. Ning could only ask the professor outside the school to help take care of her mother. The zombie outside the corridor was desperately knocking on the door. The girl had to hang up the phone at this time. There was news in the TV. The official officially announced that Bangkok was in an emergency state. The source of the epidemic is the university where Ning was. The professor's eyebrows were suddenly wrinkled. She silently walked into the bedroom, opened the iron box with strange medicine on the table. Then she saw Ning's mother falling into the dust. Another group of survivors hiding in the classroom. The professor was trying to block the door. The girl was very rational and thought that this place would be attacked sooner or later. Suddenly someone turned his eyes to the window, called everyone to hide on the balcony outside the school playground. Sometimes heard a scream. Everyone raised their hearts to the throat. The zombie boy looked away, found the other side of the classroom. Someone also climbed to the balcony. There was an old man among them, so he immediately dialed the phone. Ning didn't expect that her brother unknown was opposite. Suddenly someone fell from the tall building. Everyone was scared. After calming down, Jing answered Ning's phone. She asked everyone to find a way to escape into the library. It is being renovated recently. There should be no one. The two survivors on the balcony agreed. Think the library is the best refuge, because the fewer people, the fewer dead. It's just that the library is far away from here. They have to avoid the dead from time to time, so the progress is very slow. Long-haired Xiaomei called from time to time. She was very worried about the accident of her father outside the school. The zombie boy grabbed the phone. Isn't it looking for death now? But everyone soon realized that the dead had surrounded them. It's impossible to get out of the balcony. Roll hair out of the backpack. Suggested to put it in the opposite building. Use the sound to distract the dead. This plan was unanimously approved by everyone. It can be mentioned that when the water was placed on the speaker, everyone quietly lowered their heads. The zombie boy couldn't help but turn a blank eye. Since you don't want to, then let me take the risk. A bunch of boys were ashamed and stood still, staring at the zombie boy's hand holding the speaker. Touched forward slowly along the corner. Everyone is nervous. Only the short-haired girl pulled out her phone. It turned out that the official had just sent a message. Due to the outage of the epidemic, they decided to cut off the water and communications in the affected area. Everyone can't help but scold. Is the official going to give up on everyone? The zombie boy at this time has gone to the center of the classroom. The location here is far enough. It's more than enough to distract the dead. The girl put the speaker on the ground. After pressing the switch, there was a sudden sound of booting up. The zombie boy was terrified, looked around. Fortunately, there was still no movement around. The woman just let out a sigh. The dead figure flashed out of the balcony on the second floor. Compared to the frequent situation here, the Anning epidemic should be more smooth, except for the short-haired girl who accidentally sprained her foot. Everyone else is in a good mood because everyone has already figured out the mood of the dead. They are not only very sensitive to sound and also like to get close to the light. As long as Anning and others avoid the street lights and rush into the dark, generally not found by the dead. However, the short-haired girl who sprained her foot seriously delayed the speed of progress. The noise was even more alarming to the dead. Everyone stayed where they were. Not even the atmosphere. And the girl on the other side confirmed that the corpse on the second floor did not find himself. He wiped the cold sweat on his forehead, quickly returned to the balcony to meet with his companions. The curly hair had been waiting for a long time. Connected to turn on the mobile phone player. The Bluetooth speaker made a loud sound. Suddenly the footsteps thundered. The corpse smelled like a blood-stained shark spread out in the direction of the speaker. This is not just them. Even Anning's group got a chance to breathe. Two waves of people rushed to the library. It's a pity that the short-haired girl really can't walk. The medium-sized head rushed to squat down and planned to carry her. Suddenly there was blood in the air. Unexpectedly, there was a corpse hanging on the tree. The medium-sized head carried the short-haired girl and ran, but his speed never improved. Soon the corpse fell off the tree and burst. The short-haired girl was about to suffer. The medium-sized head kicked the corpse until the next moment the corpse climbed up and bit the girl's leg. At this time, other corpses also heard the movement and came over. Several boys rushed back, forcibly dragged away. The medium-sized head only left the short-haired girl alone facing the corpse army. Everyone was forced to quickly escape to the library just to meet with Yashima and others. Yashima and Yashima finally reunited can't help but feel sorry for each other. Other boys went to seal the door. It seems that Yashima is right, there is really no corpse here, it's definitely the best place to escape. Long-haired Xiaomei called her father again, found that there was no signal. This time the short-haired girl reminded everyone the officials sent out a notice before. Not only will the mobile phone signal be cut off and it will stop the water and electricity, people can't help but feel depressed. Isn't this a good end-of-life situation? The rich child Yashima proposed, we still have to find a way to leave. No water, no electricity, they can hold on for a few days. Yashima immediately spoke out, now go out and die faster. The only way is to ask the outside world for help. Waiting for rescue at this time, Yashima walked out with a radio. The guests may be left by the decoration workers. The news inside is circulating. Broadcast notice the surrounding areas of the college were quarantined by the military. The official will cut off the water and electricity at 8:30 tonight. They called on the survivors to try to go to the high ground. Military helicopters will be in the daytime. Rescuers who have not yet been infected. Everyone's heart is full of confusion. According to the official, their school seems to be the origin of the virus, but no one noticed it in advance. Aseng thought of the top floor parking lot of the library. They can go there and wait for helicopter rescue, but Aining thought have to inform everyone about this news. Sang immediately opposed. This will only stir up trouble, but Jing is very supportive of Aining's plan. Yashima looked coldly at the jealousy of the two men. He told everyone to be ready to die, because in the movie, as long as someone does something stupid, those who are unlucky are those supporting roles. This sentence is too hurtful, almost offended all the companions in the field. Only Aining came to the second floor broadcasting room. Regardless, after turning on the radio, he began to transfer the notification content in the radio call on students to go to the top floor as much as possible, waiting for helicopter rescue. A crisp voice spread to every corner of the school. Aining still wanted to continue, but was stopped by Jing on the side. He was also worried about causing more trouble. However, Aining still informed his classmates, regardless, come to the library to meet, because this is the safest place in the school. His voice just fell. The light in the broadcast room was all extinguished. It seems that the official water and electricity outage has begun. The bodies gathered under the light before turned into spirits and hid in the dark. Survivors who are still struggling everywhere. The direction of the library is dim. The girl who died miserably before suddenly opened her pale eyes. Only saw her standing up, moved forward slowly with the group of dead, and Xiaomei in the library still calling her father regardless, but there is no signal now. She can only cause trouble. Short-haired girl is now comforting, but ended up being beaten by Xiaomei. Her father is at the door of the school and still legs and feet unchanged. I didn't answer the phone for a day. My father may have had an accident. I really can't stand it anymore. You care so much about your father, then go find him yourself. As a result, the short-haired girl stood up again, helped Xiaomei with injustice. If it weren't for a few people to stop, the two sides will fight on the spot. Only Jing ran over to comfort Xiaomei. 3 words and 2 words calmed the other party's emotions. A gentle move won Aining's side. Aseng sat next to his eyes and was about to spit fire at this time. Anong Fei ran into the hall, suggested everyone to go to the window and take a look through the night camera. Everyone found a strange scene. The body was as good as discussed, very tacitly heading in one direction. This made everyone more confused. I always feel that the loss in front of me is different from the TV. They seem to be able to share emotions or communicate in other ways. Otherwise, how could the action be so consistent? Aining thinks it's a waste to discuss these now. I have to go to the top floor to wait for the helicopter to rescue. Why don't you rest early and regain your strength? Everyone agreed very quickly, but this is the first time they have encountered this situation. There are a few people who can sleep in peace unknowingly. The sky is already bright. Aseng thinks it's about time. He told everyone to split up to find weapons. Come back here at 7 o'clock. At that time, everyone went to the top floor parking lot together. Wait for everyone to disperse. Aseng only called Jing. He warned the other party to stay away from Aining. Jing thinks this is a provocation, but Sang laughed that he knew nothing about Aining. It turns out that Aining had already promised the professor the two are secretly studying a certain project, and it's also related to Aining's mother's strange disease. At this time, all the other classmates scattered to look for weapons. Yashing luckily found a toolbox. He excitedly greeted his companions, but I don't want to stare at the window. They're all back at the same time. Other classmates also noticed something was wrong. They had already sealed the door. How did these dead come in? Yashing and others wanted to go around the hall, but they saw a dead body lying on the floor. A few people were surprised. It turns out that these dead are all here to work. They have a door card. It's not surprising that they came in through the staff channel. Everyone found out tragically their way forward was blocked by the dead who were working hard. The short-haired one here plans to jump out of the window and go around the hall. Who knew that Xiaomei's phone was ringing? because the touch screen is broken. She can't turn it off. The crisp ringing soon attracted the attention of the dead. The short-haired one can only jump out of the window and run. It's a pity that she was soon knocked down by the dead. Xiaomei refused to throw away her phone. The dead behind her gradually lined up in a long line, jumped out of the window. She only saw the short hair that was bitten on the neck. Xiaomei almost continued to run all her life, turned around and met Aning. Again, with this tragedy, can the survivors still make it to the top floor parking lot? If you want to know the answer, please stay tuned. See you next time.